All right, let's do the while loop. So let's go up here. And remember, we have our count. So the count is going to help us in case we mess up with the while loop. So do this code. Do all of this code. Go to the end of the for loop, which is here. Do all of this code while this is true. So while count is less than 100, but you have to make sure the count is incrementing. Otherwise, you're in big trouble. So count plus plus. And we'll say we'll do it while count is less than 100 and while so if I let's see the other one. We're going to allow ourselves to escape early. So we have no ID is same. If no ID is same is true, then that's good. No ID is the same. But if it's false, then we're in trouble. So if no ID is same equals false, then we didn't achieve the result we wanted. Okay, so now let's indent everything. Okay, we also need something to trigger the no ID same so that it triggers it to become true. So what will be the circumstance? Maybe we were able to put 4 IDs into the array. So maybe is same ID is true. That would make it false. So if is same ID equals true, then this equals false. Okay, but then where are we pushing? We're pushing it here. So here, no ID same. I want to do this at the end. So let's think about that. Okay, I think I'm okay to put no ID same equals true here because we're going through a for loop. And so at the end of the for loop, this will either be true, and then we have to start over, or it'll be false. So we want here to say no ID same equals false. It's all good. So anytime we push an element to the array, we're happy. Anytime we have to empty it, we're not happy. So here I also pushed it, no ID the same. There we go. We put it false there. Good. So this should work. And at the end of everything, we should be able to get have a look at the array, and all the elements should be different. So let's refresh, and if the computer starts to crash, we'll just close it. It's just using up memory. So if we close the browser, everything will be fine, and we can start over. So okay, and here we go. Let's hope for the best. All right, so what was the result? If I click on the array is empty. And here it says, how many times did it say try again? Ooh. The question is, did I reach the 100 count? It said try again several times. So let's, maybe we should add a display, the count. And that way we can see if we're reaching 100. So maybe here, I'm going to console log the count. Okay. And then we can see, we can track that as well. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, so go down, get the food. Okay, and get the food. All right, so our count actually reached 100. So that means that if we didn't have that count there, the code would have continued. There's something wrong with our code. We actually, if it wasn't for that, this would have been an infinite loop. It would have gone on for infinity. So let's take a look and see what could be the problem. Okay, if we take a look at the results, the columns are always 1. It's the row that's changing, that's random, but the columns are all 1. So that's where our problem is. We're not getting anything random there, or at least one problem. So here we say C equals get random int. That's the problem. This is not inside of the for loop. So let's see if something as simple as that fixes the problem. Let's refresh. Let's head down, eat one, eat a second one. Okay, and look at that. All right, we still reached 100. And here now we're seeing that the array that we made is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different elements in the array. I only wanted 4. So that means the array is not clearing at the end. Okay, here's another potential error. No ID same starts as false. So it looks like it's possible that it could never be correct. So we wanted maybe to say no ID same equals true. So let's start with saying that everything is fine, but we'll allow the all of the other code to trigger this Boolean, trigger an if statement, and then set this Boolean to false. Okay, so no. Let's see what happens if I do that. Refresh, eat, and see what happens. Now we still reach 100, and this time the array is empty. Let's do it one more time and see. Okay, this time the array was, we have 3 elements in the array. So maybe what we're trying to achieve is impossible. Let's look again. Okay, now I see that I'm only getting 3 results. This is actually a success, 1, 2, 3, but it's not exiting. So what I wanted was 4 results. So I want it to be less than 4. 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. That's 4 results. So let's just confirm that I'm making progress there. Okay, so now, good, we're getting 4 results. That's what we want. Now let's deal with the other problem. So it's possible that if this while statement is too strict. So maybe what I wanted to say was, whoopsies, is continue this code while no IDs is false, or while the count is less than 100. If either of these is no longer what we stated here, then exit. So I think this might be what's wrong. To reset, let's try. It's trial and error until you understand the code very well. Okay, it's going on forever. So let's close. Okay, that was an infinite loop. We closed the browser, no problems. So it was good to have this. We want both of these to be true. Maybe what was wrong was this. It's actually true. So no IDs are the same. If no IDs are the same, would we want to continue? We want to have 4 IDs that are different. Okay, this can't be. We want none of the IDs to be the same. We want to exit while it's true. We don't want to continue. So this can't be right. But just for testing purposes, I want to see what happens. So, okay, and let's make sure to bring up the console. Okay, and let's see what happens. Okay, I press E. Oh, and it only went through 1 time. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's try again. Let's see what the results would be. Okay, and one more. And I get 4 unique IDs again. Let's do it one more time. So it seems to be going through, and and seems like it's pretty easy to get 4 unique IDs. So there's some internal logic there that is causing problems. Okay, so I do want it to loop, but I want it to trigger to true. So if everything's good, push food ID. And so this one should be true. Everything's good. So if everything is good, true. That should be it. Let's test. Okay, eat one, eat another one. Great, it went through, but we're not adding. I should say no ID same here is it's bad equals false. Okay, now we're running into some other problems. So I've changed the max number here to 4, but internally it's not resetting here to 4. So maybe I really should use a variable. So let's say max index, okay, equals 4, and then we'll just replace this with max index, and then we'll do that also here. So that actually is another issue with the code. So variables are very helpful. Okay, let's test that and see how everything is with the changes that we have added. Okay, and so great. I got 4 unique IDs. Let's refresh again. Great, and see it now we every time it would count to 100. This time it counted to 6. We got 4 unique IDs. None of them are where the bunny ID is. Okay, great. I am confident that this is working. Here it's when it was the same. This is 2 and 2. It was triggered. Great. So now we can move on with the code and eventually draw with those new locations. We can draw and add food elements there. So let's see. So now that that's done, oh, every time it returns is error. So, okay, hold on. So maybe if, okay, maybe we should say something. Say, we need to reset, change, have some code that would change the is error to false depending. But first, let's add our food items to the board. Let's use a for each loop. Okay, I looked online to find out what I needed to know. Okay, so we'll add our array dot for each. Okay, and then we'll add our callback function. Okay. Yeah, it's good. You can always, if you're not sure, you can always look it up. There's no shame in that. So for each array element, we're going to add, because those are all IDs. So we're going to add class food 1. So so what are the, I wonder if this if I need to pass E. E is the element. So let's put element or ID. Element ID. Let's call it that. We should also console log or alert it, because I'm not quite sure. We'll see. Each function is different. So let's alert the LID, and let's see if it's doing what we expect it to. Okay, so head on down, eat, go to the next one, eat, and now it's alerting the different IDs. Great. But I don't see the food. Okay, let's check this error here. Okay, it says at 370 there's an error, and we should also check the board and see like are there any here. So this one has bunny, but were we able to add any other classes? No, nothing was added. So we need to find out what's going on. Let's go back to the console and deal with one error at a time. Here it's saying that at 370 it says there was an error drawing board elements. So at 370, okay, we'll come back to this. 375. Okay, draw board elements. So this was called, and at 370 which is here. It says there was an error with drawboard elements. Oh, there wasn't necessarily an error. I should not call that console log immediately. So let's go to the end of the function, and there, at the end of the function, if there's an error, okay, if is error is triggered or true, then only then should you call this. Okay, so let's refresh it. Okay, eat, move over, eat it. Okay, good. It tells me all of the IDs, but it's not. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, I got it. I was adding the bunny, the class bunny image, but not adding bunny location. The drawboard will add the image. So here we want to at the end of our, where is our code here? We're adding food to the board, and at the end of all of this, we don't want to add food 1, we want to add food location. Okay, and if the draw board is called afterwards, it will add images. This should at least add the golden square. So let's refresh. Let's go down and eat one item. Eat the second item. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good. And okay, I found the bug. I had forgotten to say this is an ID. So we need the hashtag. Okay, let's see if that works. Refresh. Move on down. Eat the first one. Eat the second one. 2, 3, 4. Wow! Amazing. We're good. And then you can continue, right? You go, you eat, and the point is incrementing. Okay, and we get another 4. So the next thing we want to do is we want to remove those alerts. Okay, so it looks like everything is working as it should. You got the bunny, he can eat, he's animating, and new elements are added to the board. Okay, very good. The game is working. Last thing we want to do is we want to write out the steps, and maybe we want to style the game to look fancy. Okay, I'm going to opt to add an unordered list. Okay, and then we'll add our list items. Okay, and we'll add maybe 3 steps. Okay. All right, and we don't need to add classes or IDs yet. So step 1 will be use arrow keys to move. Okay, and step 2, press the E key to eat the food. Okay, and maybe we'll do one last step. Step 3. Have fun. Okay, let's refresh it. We have our 3 steps there. Okay, now we're going to style everything. I'll try and speed up the video so that will happen quickly and nicely.